Artur Beterbiev took the best shots Anthony Yarde had to offer but still came back with more as he broke down the Londoner's brave challenge in the 8th round at Wembley Arena in London. It was a sensational fight and, at times, it seemed both were trying to knock each other out with a single shot. The gallant Yarde had his moments, but even when he looked hurt, Beterbiev had an answer. Yarde had power, Beterbiev had a bit more power and, more importantly, brutal accuracy. Anthony Yarde came through 2 torrid moments at the end of the 5th round and in the 7th, but Beterbiev eventually got him. Yarde was battered and by the 8th round, as he was sent to the floor, he was broken. His trainer and friend Tunda Jai eventually called an end. To save Yarde a finish he did not deserve, Anthony Yarde began in almost hyperactive style, buzzing and flick a jab, while Artur Beterbiev stalked him. Twice Anthony Yarde landed a left hook off the ropes as Artur Beterbiev walked in, then spinning away, but there was an eerie thud to the Russian's punches to the first jab he landed to body shot just before the end of the 1st round. The 2nd was a great round. Yarde had early success with a left hook, but when Yarde was backed into a corner, he took a hard right to the side of the head. Anthony Yarde spun into action, exchanging with the champion and getting him to back off. Although Artur Beterbiev landed with a good left later in the round, Artur Beterbiev started to take control in the 3rd round, whacking Anthony Yarde with one to the body and landing his jab and left hook well. Every time Yarde missed, he was being made to pay and he was caught by a heavy left hook before the bell. The Russian Beterbiev went after Anthony Yarde at the start of the 4th round, standing close and crunching home left and rights. Backed into the ropes, Yarde punched his way out. At one point, Anthony Yarde knocked Artur Beterbiev back across the ring and came in after him, but the Russian had set a trap and met him with a hammer of a right hand. Yarde was doing okay, but the champion Beterbiev was so accurate and finished the round with a peach of an uppercut. Anthony Yarde was starting to look badly banged up, but he stood with Artur Beterbiev. When he landed a right, the champion again backed away but was nailed by a left hook. Yarde then landed a better left hook and this time the Russian tried to hold, but Artur Beterbiev finished the round well on top as Anthony Yarde was pinned in a corner, taking heavy punches. The end looked close. Anthony Yarde's right eye was by now rapidly shutting, while Artur Beterbiev was cut over the left eye. Yarde tried to force the pace in the 6th round and for most of it Beterbiev let him. Anthony Yarde had most of the 7th round as well, but when Artur Beterbiev managed to pin him in a corner again he unloaded, landing heavy shot after heavy shot. Once again, Anthony Yarde found a punch to stay in it, an uppercut, but he looked badly hurt. The 8th was a round too far though. A big right hand around the ear staggered Anthony Yarde and a follow-up right sent him over with a kind of slump that gave away the game was up. Anthony Yarde beat the count but walked back to his corner rather than towards referee Steve Gray. Badly hurt, he told Gray he wanted to fight on, but as Artur Beterbiev went for the finish, Ajayi walked up the ring steps to stop it. The finishing time was 2:01.